Wait for it to capture the game. Always takes you, come on. Takes 2 seconds. Come on. There we go, found it. Hello again, welcome back to KSP Science Mode. Or KSP Hard Science, as I keep calling it in all the thumbnails. Yeah, so I think last time we had pretty much, like, we got one more like set of communication satellites to launch, destined for Dres, and then like the other thing we need to do is to select and load up a crew for our 2 upcoming destinations. So let's get started. Alright, VAB is the first thing. Alright. Dres concept deployment, that's what we were working on last time. I think we had the majority of it. Go compact mode there. Easy to understand. So yeah, these are going to be going here. What's our TWR here? 1.41, which is fairly good. Super little. Right, yeah. So we were doing the side boosters, weren't we? Which will be, I think we could probably get, like, we've got 1,000 delta V. Definitely feel like this should be happening. These should be happening before that. Right, so yes, we do have. There you go, we've got 1,000 meters per second delta V. It's usually relatively easy to get. Like, once you start building fuel tanks up here, as long as you've got powerful enough engines, you tend to get a reasonable amount of delta V. So this is basically going to be our circularization delta V, assuming we are at sea level. So assuming this is, like, it should be enough to get us into orbit. Right, so we want. Let's start off with the wide one, so we can fit a wide. Is it? It is clipping in slightly. That is not great. Actually, that's probably not going to be an issue because we're going to drop this down and then immediately go to like narrower. Immediately go to narrower tanks. I didn't mean to do that. Damn it. Do that again. Like so. Don't click on it this time, right click on it. I'm going to use orange. Let's just strut this up for now. Again, I'm getting the free symmetry of everything. Alright, start off with the engines. These ones, we stick all these, everything goes off in the same. And then we pop the fuel line in. Where's the fuel line gone? The fuel line is here. Fuel duct. Go that nice fuel into the middle so that we have 2.48 is considerably more delta V than we need. I'm thinking maybe we can get away with the we are set on sea level, aren't we? Yes. Actually, that's going to go down, isn't it? So, yeah, because 2.48 is more than we need, but that's going to go down as we add more fuel. So let's start off going straight from the wide to the slightly narrower version, so that we don't clip the, hopefully don't clip the fairing. Yeah, you see there's some clearance there. 2.03. Go narrower. 1.77. 1.70. I think. 1.63, that's reasonable. Let's Alright, thanks for the host, Donut. We want a bit of this. Lurking is having food, that's fine. Sit back and hopefully enjoy my riveting commentary as I build more rockets. Right, where are we going? We want some nose cones. Where are my aerodynamics? Nose cones. Let's rotate this thing. Face inward. It's not quite right. There we go. Where's my structural stuff? Won't be near the screen sadly, but I'll be back soonish. That's fine. And that should hopefully keep it structurally sound. Again, 2.4, that's pretty much exactly the delta V we need to get into orbit. And then hopefully we're going to be out of the we're going to be out of its fairing in LKO. So that should be fine. Aerodynamics, let's add the fins. Like so. And let's just add some to the outside too. Let's just hopefully put our, centre of mass is up there, centre of lift is down there. We should have plenty of electromagnetics, so batteries, not electromagnetics. Not what electromagnetics are. At least not in the context of Kerbal, anyway. Right, so let's hit up structural again. Grab some launch clamps. Oh, you also want to add some separatrons to the external boosters. Let's add. Use that. Let's lower this down to near the floor, and yeah, we'll add some separatrons to the external boosters as well, just so that we do get some good separation. Right, we want these to be. Actually, no, that is when we want them to go. It's actually put them in the right stage for a change. I think normally the rockets I build it's too confused, doesn't know where to put these. It's 3 of those. Oh, well, more like that. seem right. I think it needs to be around a bit. No, that's not what I wanted. What? Oh god. I wanted to select this. This has all gone horribly wrong. Make sure they're still in the same. Right. Okay. And we're going to fix the gonna have to fix the struts as well. Yeah, they're not pointing directly at the thing anymore, but it's quite close enough. These struts though, these are very wrong. They have to go into the middle. I'm not sure why it tried to attach them elsewhere. That was fine. I can maybe make it a bit less crazy. Cool, alright, so, yeah, that's 2,400 more when we get up into the atmosphere. Let's do our action groups. So, custom 10. We will do, like the default will just be the main craft, so toggle solar panel, toggle antenna, and then have set one for satellites, which will be the solars for the satellites. Cool. Can we configure the naming here? So this is going to be Dres Comnet. I'm going to call it that. So does that apply to all of these? No. Actually, we can name them now, can't we? Dres Comnet 1. Dres Comnet 2. Oh yeah, and this is not this. This is going to be Dres Comnet 3. Free. Oh yes, they are also going to be relays as well, not probes. Relay, accept. Configure. This is a relay. Accept. Let's double check this thing is. Concept deployment, priority 9, that's, yep. Cool, we'll close this. Let's just quickly pop into the action groups and set custom 1 to this thing, control from here. Just in case it gets confused as to which of the probe cores we actually want to control the rocket. Right, so let's check our staging. So first things first, all of the engines go. We have 1.62, which is a pretty alright TWR on launch. Once these have all burned out, we have these go, and then all the Separatrons up there go. Hopefully giving us a nice clean separation of the side boosters. We then deploy the fairing, because we should be in space by then. We hopefully then jettison the top thing. As a point, actually, I was going to add some struts to strut the satellites to the main body. I'll do that in a second. Then we have where is this thing? Oh yeah, this thing goes to the nuclear engines. Then we lose the fuel tanks. then we have, yeah, I believe, yeah, this is the yeah, this is the thing that's holding the stats up, so we get rid of that when we don't need it anymore. Yeah, it's looking good. So yeah, I'll add a couple more struts here just to be on, just to make sure the satellites don't fall out. Secure the satellites to the thing a little better. Not quite that far. Okay, right, let's save this. I think we're ready to give this one a go. I can't remember what time of day it is. Yeah, right, let's save. Let's head back to the KSC just to see what time of day we're at. I mean, it doesn't really matter what time of day, but it's just a bit nicer to launch in daylight, which we are in daylight, which is great. Dres Comnet deployment. Mission flag, Kerbal Space Center. Yep, launch pad. No space for crew capacity, so don't have to worry about crew. Let's go and do this, and we shall wait a few minutes for the. So yeah, I'll do another standard, standard 100-kilometer launch profile is the plan. So basically everything's parked in about the same orbit. And then things will be leaving a few days apart. But yeah, hopefully, because obviously they're going to be leaving in opposite directions essentially, because one set of things is going out of the solar system, away, towards the outside of Kerbin's orbit. The other's going on the way inside. We believe up is up. We believe 90 degrees is that way, which is good. Let's hit max throttle, and let's go. Before we do anything else, let's just grab potential screeny. Although I assume that these rockets are looking quite similar after a while. I always do them in pairs because yeah, the key that does the screenshot in Steam is the same one that does enables and disables the aerodynamic forces overlay, which oh yeah, we can already start doing our gravity turn at this point. Okay, we're approaching a minute to apoapsis, which is what we want to keep it at. Yeah, let's hope they coax this thing up to orbit. And then hope that we have enough Delta V to get the job done, because we're almost out of fuel in this stage. Parallax is nearly at 70, so yeah, and our Parallax is already on its way down. It's almost perfectly timed, actually. Okay, right. Let's just get our apparatus up as far as we up to where we want it to be. And as far away as we want it to be. Yeah, we're nearly going to be in orbit by the time we do this. Look at the look at our periapsis. We're already right, stop. 101. MechJeb. Maneuver planner. As I said, a quick circularize. Circularize. Create node. 11-second burn in 2.5 minutes. Nice and easy. Plenty of time to and it'll take 200 meters per second. So we might as well keep the 697 meters, like the other 400 for yeeting ourselves out of, because the chemical engines will be the most useful. Cool. Let's actually we're in space now, so we can deploy this. Actually, if we point, no, we can't really point retrograde though. Let's point prograde again and just, because yeah, I want to put this thing on a slightly different orbit to us, is the thing. So I do kind of want to go like, let's extend our sailors because we want to be generating power. Let's do this. Let's make sure we don't like fly back into it. So as long as, I think as long as we jettison it in a different direction to where we're going, then it shouldn't hit us again. Alright, so in theory, turn ourselves back towards maneuver. We have a minute to go, and it's slightly less burn time now because we don't weigh as much. But yeah, and we're starting in a minute, so we're not going to be able to fast forward to the burn time now. So might as well just do this manually. 5, 4, 3, 2, slow down at 1. 10 seconds to burn start. Okay, we're in orbit, and again we've got a good 500 meters per second, 555 meters per second of delta V in this thing, so we might as well use that to get ourselves out of orbit, or get ourselves on our way to where we're going. Yeah, much better thrust weight ratio than this thing will have, so might as well use it. And hopefully all of our debris is on a suborbital trajectory. Where are we at? We are there. Debris isn't on screen, is it? Turn debris on. Hopefully these are on suborbital trajectories. Those definitely are, I think. Oh, that's Dres mothership debris. I should have to tidy the debris up at some point. There's a lot of debris. I'm being very, very messy. Oh wow, Dres lander debris is still around. Yeah, it's really do some cleanup at some point. What's our orbital inclination like? Might as well let's match plane to target. Might as well. Let's do this. We'll just drop this thrust limiter down to give us about a 10-second burn time. Yeah, 43 meters per second. I think we can afford that. Ten minutes to burn. Oh, so there. Grab some more screenies. Need to do lots of screenies. Alright, let's fast forward to maneuver. Which will be happening in the dark, because of course it is. Alright. Start burn in a minute. And then we can start looking at selecting and sending our crew, because yeah, it should be time soon. Like, we've got everything we need, we just need to put crew. I think there's a bit of engineering we need to do for the Moho ship, because the Moho ship needs, I forgot a couple of components on there, so we're going to be sending those up with the engineer to fit them. I'm also going to double check actually. I'll double check to make sure we've got all the equipment we need on board as well. 4, 3, 2, 1, and start burn. I'll do nicely. Let's point us back prograde, and we shall leave this. But we're not going to go back to the space center just yet, because yeah, there's Right, so we're going to start off with because I think the primary thing to get sorted out is our Moho stuff, because we're still like 21 days away from that. But we're going to want to start sending things like a bit, we're going to be sending things around that window. So the plan would be for like the crewed thing to travel exactly out that window, and I'm thinking like depending on how, because it's going to be a pretty long burn, so I'm thinking it's probably going to make sense to do the take advantage of the O-berth effect and try and do the escape burns over 2 orbits. So I'm going to try and do that. I'll be doing it with the again sending the comsats, then the lander, then the crewed ship. Will be the plan. So we're going to go to the map screen, and I'm just going to double check where is MohoMG. Dres Mothership, MohoMG, there we go. Which is in a 150 kilometer. I'll switch to this. I just want to double check something. It is hopefully coming into daylight now, so. Okay, right, let's just double check something. So, do we have no inventory? I didn't put anything on here? Like repair kits at least. Right, yeah, so if you look in here, I have forgotten to put science containers on the main ship, which is a bit of a problem. Not gonna lie. So we're gonna have to deal with that. but we shall do so. Yes, we need silence containers. We also need repair kits as well. I'm going to make a note. I'm going to write that down. We're not going to need an E.V.A. science. I mean, we could probably take some E.V.A. science experiment as well, just in case I can double check to see if there's one in the lander actually. If I can do that. So yes, we definitely need that. Right, let's see if we can find our lander. Moho lander, brilliant. Let's switch to this. Pretty sure I loaded this up with everything we need, but I'll double check now because this is gonna be our last chance to bring stuff, unless they send a Kerbal on Prime. But yeah, I think I loaded this down with what we needed. It might be a bit awkward to check because I'm gonna have to zoom right in because I think it's still in its fairing, if I recall where we left it. Yeah, it is still in its fairing. Right. Question is, yeah, so we've got repair kits, we've got a science thing, and I'm pretty sure we have all of the that's our transfer stage. It's going to be, can we aim the camera here? Pretty sure we had some, not those. There we go, yeah, these, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, these have got our experiments in them. Right, we'd have remembered everything. Cool, yeah, I'm happy with that. So this bad boy is ready to go whenever. With its, yeah, still a fair bit of fuel. Should be fine. But yes, so we'll go, I think we'll head back to Space Center and do our, we're gonna set up our Moho cruise ship, which is going to take a few bits of it, along with the crew, to sort of finalize that mission. The lander has a E.V.A. science kit, so we don't need to take one of those. We only need to take the one. Let's go back to KSC, and then immediately to VAB. All these TLAs. Right. I think we have a LKO return. I think is the is what we have for this. Essentially, our standardized going to and from, which in vacuum. I feel like I'd rather have a bit more fuel in this, in this stage. But again, this should have. I mean, I'm happy to launch this with MechJeb to give us the most delta V in orbit, which I'm happy to do. However, we do want to probably rename this as Moho LKO return because we want it to have specific things inside it. Cool, let's save what we've got currently and then let's do the sort out cargo. So cargo wise, oh yeah, there's a whole load of stuff in here we don't need. Right, we'll get rid of that. Actually, do we want the I don't think we put any I don't think we put any of those in, did we? So we'll have those in the command pod. We'll see how much we can fit in the Right, so let's go to science and shove. Looks like these will fit in here quite nicely. Yeah, we've got those. We want where is cargo gone? Cargo, engineer repair, E.V.A repair kits. Let's take a bunch of these because we might need them. You never know. 8 repair kits, so we won't break more than 8 things. So we've got repair kits, we've got that. We will take E.V.A, extra E.V.A propellant, enough so that all 5 crew members could use it if they need to. I feel like that's just sort of, you know, good sense if they need to go out and do stuff. And so science containers, repair kits. I think that's everything we need. So we save this. And I think we're in daylight, but I'll double check. But yeah, so I think we've got everything we need. Staging is fine. We will. So we won't launch it just yet because I want to make sure we're actually on like daylight before we do anything. So we are in daylight, which is good. Our target thing is at 150 kilometers, so I guess we can aim for a so Moho LKO return. This is what we want to launch. I decided he needs to go, so we need 2 pilots, which I feel like Lando. Can we dress them in here? I think we can. Let's go with that one. Pick our sort of command red. Cool. What's that then? Cool, he's like that. Need our second pilot. Who have we got? We've got Bardard. I feel like Bardard should go. Let's get you in your dupe. Again, pilot, sort of pilot's red. Cool. We want our engineer in the command pod. I mean, Verdo is definitely. I think Baramone or Baramone. Again, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I have a feeling there isn't actually an official pronunciation, so I think Baramone sounds more like a name rather than Bearmone. Bearmone. Engineering, I like to be a bit orange. That is yellow. That is not. That's not a color I recognize. Kind of works. Maybe we should make a note of these colors because they're all RGB values, so you can have whatever like set you want. Yeah, I think that for engineers. That one for pilots, and then we got our 2 scientists. So top of the roster is because none of the only people who've been out of the Kerbal system are still out of the Kerbal system. They're still in Duna. So all these guys are like they haven't been anywhere. They've only been to like a few places. So I feel like Macfred, he's going with his nice scientist blue. Actually, I use these. Actually, use the presets maybe. Yeah, use the presets. So let's do that. It's just easy to use presets. Let's use orange preset. I assume there is a red preset. Yeah, I think it'd be easier if we do that. Rather than having to like customize the color every time. So we have our scientist, and then we want our other scientist, who is going to live here. Who's also going into our like interstellar space program. There we go. Right. So they have that like interstellar style uniforms. I think those are the Breaking Ground DLC like ones of like lighting, which is quite cool. I feel like it kind of like they're like the sort of like the top tier like executive spacesuits, which they're the boldest and bravest adventurers of the Kerbal people wear on their mission. So let's launch this, and we will. Again, launched this before. This is kind of like LK return is relatively straightforward, so I might just to preserve like fuel to just get it into orbit with MechJeb and see how MechJeb handles it. Because again, I kind of view this as being pretty mundane. This isn't like a massive rocket that like. Yeah, I'm doing a MechJeb. MechJeb, let's go. Ascent guidance. Orbital altitude 100 kilometers. Let's see. Cupid. Auto stage. Stage fairings. Stop at stage. We definitely don't want to go beyond stage 3. But we should have enough delta V to do it with let's say stage 4 or stage 5. Let's set a target for a timed launch. Could try that, but let's just do engage autopilot. We can try setting it. We can try where is our target? Our target is not Dres. Our target is that. We want auto warp. Launch to rendezvous 23rd degree. No, let's just do engage autopilot and awaiting liftoff. Cool. Let's see how this thing handles. So it's hopefully fully automatic. I'm hoping. No hands. You can see how, like, doing it with MechJeb kind of takes some of the fun out of it. But again, because I've launched this thing before and it's a pretty like mundane ship, like I'm happy with. I'd rather have like the sort of the more efficient launch ascent profile than like the fun of launching it manually. Ooh, it's wibbly. Hopefully less wobbly now. I haven't staged the fairing yet. Okay. So yes, let's. Okay, right. So that's ascent guidance. Let's see what this what does Rendezvous autopilot do? Rendezvous planner. Nah, I think that'd be fine. I think we'll do it. We'll do it all. We'll do it. Oh, we shall do it manually. Which is a shame, actually. We are kind of like we are just overtaken at the moment, so it might be a few orbits before we actually meet them. But let's try and aim for something. Let's aim for something on the daylight side. So alright. As intersect 1. Plus an orbit goes that way. I have a feeling that yeah. Might have to wait a few orbits for this to come around. Okay. And 11 kilometers at that point, so that's 10, 9, 8, 9, 8, 8.2, 8.1, 8.6, 10.2, 10.3, 8.5, 6.2, 5.9, 6.4, 5.3, 6.2, 4.8, 5.3, 4.5, 5.9, 3.7, 4.2, 3.9. So we're going to get as good as we get it, but 3.7 kilometers should be enough to. We should be able to get a rendezvous from that. Okay, right. So burn time 1 second, which isn't super great. 10 seconds. 12 seconds. 10-second burn. Right. It's gonna be 5 hours until burn, but that's fine. These guys are in no particular rush. We've got lots of days to we have many days until we actually have to leave. So yeah, let's go ahead and warp where we want to go. So it might be easier if we do this in map view, because otherwise it might get a bit still in target mode for some reason. Okay, and we're doing it in the dark, which would make sense because we want to our rendezvous happen in the daylight, so we have to do our burn in the dark. Because where you burn impacts the opposite side of the orbit. True facts. Or at least in this game, I think that is orbital mechanics generally. Ten seconds to burn. 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and start burn. Okie dokie, let's have a look at our rendezvous. Hopefully, it should be relatively close. 3.7 kilometers. We can narrow that gap. So yeah, so let's Switch this back to full power. So we may need it. What's our relative velocity going to be? Relative speed of 33.2 meters per second. So we've got like nearly 10 times that in the liquid fuel, so that should be fine. So let's warp to, again, rendezvous in 14 minutes. Let's warp to yeah, 11 minutes is probably, nah, it's a little bit further back. Yeah, let's warp there. Have we switch back to target in a second? Right, okay, we're 9.9 kilometers away. Let's put this back in target mode. Let's swivel around to retro. And then we need to try and get this down. Which may require some I might actually try doing some pull prograde first, because we are traveling a bit faster than other, like, we're traveling. We've got a little bit of headroom in the approach speed at the moment. Having said that, we do take a while to actually, it's probably, I know, it'd be better to slow down first and then speed up. Because otherwise, if we speed up and then slow down, we might not have time. So I'd rather give us more time than less. So turn to retrograde. We're going to start slowing down at some point. But we point ourselves a fair bit away. So we line it up so that we are pointed where we're pointing. The anti-target and retro are in a line with us on the outside. So this, we're going to push retrograde towards anti-target with this burn. Is the plan. So if we do that, we lower our relative velocity, but hopefully that brings our okay, so our relative velocity is now pretty low, but now we can now start dragging our prograde onto target to speed ourselves back up again, because we're still 5 kilometers away, and our relative velocity is 50 meters per second. So I think, yeah, it's always better to sort of, so we don't want to speed up more than 50 meters per second relative, but if we can drag ourselves like so we are flying towards the target. And again, we come down here and just like so. So our intercept's already down to 1 kilometer. We rotate back around again to point retrograde because we've got to slow down the next set of steering burns. And we can sort of take time to position ourselves to push retrograde back onto anti-target. Yeah, because it'll drift off because our orbits are different. Pace is a question of gently nudging yourself so that. There you go. 600 meters now. Still traveling a little bit below speed, so We'll do some prograde steering burns. And again, you want to, like, when you line it up, you want to be, like, you want to pull prograde onto target. Right, you see it's already drifting off. Okay, we're now approaching the point where we want to start slowing down based on our relative speed. So yeah, we want to turn around now because in a few seconds we're going to be passing 2.2, and then after this point we want to be slowing down. And we want to stop like, yeah, a good 100 meters away so that we can line everything up for docking. I hope that's an autosave and not the game crashing. Okay. Okay, we now want to start slowing down a bit. So we're going to be slightly above, about here I think. Cool, well, let's correct our relative speed. Based on distance, because we're traveling at 17, I want to be down at like 13. Okay, it looks like we're coming in on the side we actually want to be on as well. Based on the where all the radiators are. This is going to work out for us. Moving nice and slowly. No need to rush. I reckon if we just sort of like drift past it and then come to a stop, then we can just have them point at each other and just go straight for the docking. Then we can sort out our little jobbies, little engineering work. We'll leave the parachutes on board this because we're not going to need parachutes where we're going. There is no atmosphere. Okay, that's I think that'll do. Cool, right, so there's target, control from here, open shield. Point ourselves at target. Switch t'other. This is a bit bulkier, but control from here, open shield. Set as target, and let's try to get this thing to rotate towards target. It might take a bloody while, but yeah, we'll get there. Great, cool. I think that's the point of that. Let's just cancel our relative velocity. Point ourselves at target again. Give that one a couple of seconds to align. And then it's probably lined up enough, it should do it. Come on. And docked. We are... The crew has arrived aboard this, hopefully, perfectly well-functioning vessel. Let's aim camera here for now. Just so we can sort everything out. So, before we do anything else, let's grab everything we need from there. Repair kits in case we break anything. You know, never know, it might be necessary. Stick these in there as well, just so we have them. Might as well equip these guys with their stuff. We'll pop everything else in here. We will then transfer our scientists into the habitation module, since there isn't really much science for them to be doing at the moment. Right, I think that's all that. Then we want this, because we want to put these in here. They will not be needing parachutes where they're going. Might as well equip them with these so they have them in case we need them. Bit of extra E.V.A fuel in space. And let's transfer them. So we want to transfer Lando, Bardard, and Baramone into there. And I think that's everything for the actual docking procedure. So I think we can undock and get this this transfer module away. Definitely there's nothing in there, is there? Nope. Cool. So I think we can undock this and then conduct our yeah. So let's make sure that nobody in there, nobody in there. So undock this. Close the shield. Whilst that's drifting away, we will close this shield. Let's pop ourselves prograde and just pop ourselves off to a slightly higher orbit, because we're going to be going to oh, it's getting dark. We're going to go and dock this thing to the Spacedock. Is the plan. So let's just put her up to a 200-kilometer orbit. Actually, no, we want to stay this one because we want to. Let's just do it. Let's just do it manually. Maneuver to bring this up to. There you go. burn time of a second. And then hopefully that'll have this thing round on the daytime side when we're when we want to do our yes, we want to do our engineering stuff hopefully. And this has got loads of delta V left for orbital maneuvers. Go down to like 5 seconds and let's do this correction burn. Right. Nope, wrong button. Never mind, I could always... Again, plenty of delta V to correct it. Let's just not hit Z this time. Alright. Alright, stop. And then gradually... That'll do, 200 to 202. It's not staying in this orbit for very long. What we do want to do is we want to go back to this. And then we want to do our stuff. So, now that we have boarded this thing, and it's no longer like an abstract concept, or like an unmanned thing that might explode, hopefully, but it still might explode. Not saying it won't explode, but it's like officially a ship now because it's got a crew. It has a captain, probably Lando. I feel like Lando should be the captain, just because he's called Lando. But yes, so it is daylight, which is good. Can we rotate the business end of our operation to face the sun? Is the question. We haven't done this thing of Kerbal yet, actually, so we can do that. Okay, right, so let's double check our action groups. Make sure I have them all set up correctly. So custom 1 is yep, all that stuff. Cool. Right. So, Monsieur Engineer. So if we hit 1, this should activate all of these. So our engineer is Baramone, isn't it? Baramone is our engineer. So Baramone, you will need to go to transfer to here. And get Baramone to E.V.A. Like so. And as a budding engineer Kerbal, who apparently can't climb down, which is useful. Okay, let's see what we can do here. So, pop you that. and then pop you, hopefully, there. Then I think that's that. Those are now both attached. Hopefully one of them is reachable from the Really? Can we make this a little bit? Try that. See if you're able to. It's a bit silly, but it works. The question is, can you reach this from here? So I think we can attempt a log observation data. Infrared telescope can't be done right now. Huh. Why is that there? It might need to be in space high or something. I don't know. Oh well. Let's just do a test of. We haven't got this either. Maybe gamma ray experiment can't be done right now. Fine. Well, the science things are attached anyway. I know it's not worth anything, but we'll reset that. And I don't reset it. I want to. No, wait. Made more sense to do a resettable one. Keep and then switch back. Just want to make sure that we can actually do what we need to do. So we take the data, store experiments, cool, we can reach it from the ladder. We can review data, we can bin it because I'm pretty sure I've already done that. For some reason we can't do that. Can we do... Oh yeah. We'll have a scientist come out and do all this stuff anyway. I find it quite annoying that the that there's no... Like, there should be the ability to climb between these two. And the fact that the science lab tends to pop you out on the wrong side, if I recall correctly. I can always board and then try and unboard from here. And then, yeah, you see you get out on the wrong side. Which is quite bloody annoying. Anyway. I have to see when these other experiments can actually be done. To add ladders there at some point. Unfortunately, we don't have any ladders. We can let's transfer. I went back into here. We can send up a Kerbal Prime to like install a ladder here so that we can actually climb between these two things. I find it quite annoying that you can't do that. But yeah, I think that's. Oh yeah, we need to actually give the ship a name, because at the moment it doesn't really have one. KSS. I think it's Icarus, isn't it? Well, it flew too close to the sun. That's a good name for a thing that's going to the closest planet to the Sun. Hopefully. I'll have to look up when these experiments can actually be done. But anyway, so we are at coming up on 7:30. We have got these guys. Again, let's sort out this one. Let's switch to this and let's sort out docking this to the Spacedock. We could try this automated docking actually. Maneuver planner. Don't have a target at the moment. We will target you. Never mind. Not this one. We want. Where's rendezvous? It's a rendezvous planner. Spacedock 1. Earth's inclination to better. Time to closest approach 4 minutes. Intercept with home and transfer. Can we do any better than that? Over 3 kilometers is fine, I think. Should we just have it execute the next node? Again, it doesn't automatically stage. Cool. So hopefully our intercept now should be 1.5 kilometers. That's fine. Intercept in 25 minutes. 22, 22. Relative velocity of 147, so we're going to 20 minutes. We can turn this off. Cool, we're going to be doing a lot of slowing down for this one, so still 37 kilometers away. Right, here we go. Right. 6 kilometers, drop down to like 60 meters per second. Nice and gentle, we're already like down towards like, yeah, 5 kilometers. 50. It's like on the 50 meters, which is 58 meters, which is a fair bit closer than we actually want to get. And we just use the next burn to nudge ourselves back on, so we're kind of still lined up. Like so. Hop on back to retrograde. Nice and gentle. Sort of like take a slightly faster approach by just chopping down when we chopping the speed down every so often. So the slower you're going, the slower you approach it. Should have again an idea of what our approach angle is relative to the station, because again the station doesn't really move. This thing does have us, yes it does, yeah. So I have no idea what kind of orientation this thing is at the moment. Definitely seems like we're coming up from the top, from like the outbound side. Yeah. Looks like we should just drift past it. That's not what I wanted. Stations. Oh, we're still approaching it, so I was kind of hoping these would retract, but oh no, they are. Ah, yes. Okay, yeah, they are retracting. That's good. Just to make sure that we don't hit them going past. Because if it was gonna like nicely like drift on by this thing. And then we can just target that opposing docking port there. This one here. Yeah, it's coming in quite a nice angle for it actually. Base is more in the center of the view at the moment, like where the camera is focused is the center of mass, I think. So if we do that, then in theory, if we switch into, well, let's just switch the this one first, and open up the docking port that we actually want to dock with. We then we got locked, don't we? Yeah, there we go. Because we want to go and point towards the docking port we actually want to dock to. Basically just gives us a an idea of what hopefully our translation vector should be. We just drift. So yeah, if you hit V, it puts your camera in, switches cameras. If you put camera in locked, then it locks the camera relative to the actual like axes of the ship. So your translation axes line up, so you know which way to like. Without a locked camera, it's just really difficult to figure out which way you need to actually puff your monoprop to be able to. Let's wait for these guys to line up. Ah, hello there. Lord Jar Jar Binks. You are a bold one. How are you doing, Jar Jar? Come on, so close. You doing good? What about me? I'm doing alright. We are just docking a return module, hopefully, to our Spacedock. For when our brave Kerbals hopefully return unharmed from them. Oh. Come on. Let the magnets bring her around, come on. There we go, right, we're docked. Cool. Let's just edit our action groups for the moment so that stations override default. Yeah, let's just do that. So when we go into stations mode, we do stations. So we do default, hit 0, all of these should unfold. We go into stations, we hit 0. Our big old solar arms should start extending again. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I downloaded Parallax, but that doesn't work. I think, yeah, I installed it with a Kerbal with CCAN, and I think it also there was also like a dependent mod which had all the actual files in, which was huge. But yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the instructions are when you do if you're installing it manually. But again, like, so I guess it's not like mods aren't guaranteed to work on all systems as well, I suppose. But not to worry, because the actual the Kerbal developers are constantly like upgrading Planetary textures. Anyway, I think they're redoing. Is it Elu or is it one of the or is it one of the moons of Jewel, which because they've been updating the textures, like the actual stock textures, for a while. Yeah, I think I saw a video on the Kerbal subreddit of like the new the slightly better the better Elu textures, which sounds good. And then I'm like, well, I'm not going to see them because I'm using Parallax. I also realised the downside of using mods if Kerbal Space Program 2 does support have support for saves from Kerbal Space Program 1. Is obviously like if your save involves a load of ships with mod parts installed, then I guess you're pretty screwed, aren't you? I guess that's the downside of one of the downsides of playing with a lot of mods is your save is probably this save definitely isn't going to be compatible with Kerbal Space Program 2, but I don't really mind that. I'll have to do a new game save when it comes out. You downloaded the warp drive and it's OP. I can imagine does it include other star systems to go to with the warp drive, or is it just for warping around the Kerbal solar system? Anyway, I think we're done here. We do have it is nearly 8 o'clock, but I can overrun a little bit. I'm not doing anything else tonight. So we have docked to that, which is good. Let's go back to the Kerbal Space Center. Let's do the tracking station and just tidy all this garbage up because there's so much garbage. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine. Again, I'm not as sure as how does it work mechanically in game? Because obviously, you only do a burn for delta V, and it's is this kind of is it a similar thing? It's like an engine that sort of generates thrust, or is it lots of xenon? I see xenon gas. Yeah, that's one thing I haven't done yet. Is in any of my game saves is using electric engines, and because again they're supposed to be really efficient, but also really slow burning. It needs to be at least 580 kilometers from Kerbal. I seem to. That's one of the things that they're doing. They're talking about the newer propulsion systems they have for Oh wow, you can't see any of the Is that just because of or is it because it's dark? Or is it because that's certainly a wee bit broken, isn't it? That's probably just a bug. But yeah, because I think some of the like the new kind of propulsion systems they're thinking about in Kerbal Space Program 2, they're saying like the I can't remember what it's called, but it's the one where you drop like nukes behind you and you detonate them, then you have like a pusher plate, like that thing. Obviously, you don't want to be there anywhere near a planet when you start doing that. But anyway, let's go back to Space Center because we're done here. And we'll do a bit of a garbage tidy up and then decide. So one of the things, so we need to launch a crew to the other ship at some point. Again, there's no real rush for that. At the same time, I want to be like ready to go and then just like time warp to the thing. Which, given that it's approaching like end of stream time, I might have to save for the next session because I feel like sorting out like figuring out orbital transfer to Moho is going to probably take a little bit of time for you to figure out. So what we'll do is we'll go to the tracking station for a second. So what I might do at the moment is I might so yeah the KSS Icarus, we're going to Moho, has a slight issue in that apparently you can't climb from the outside of the habitation module to the outside of the science module, which is a bit annoying. So I think I might send a Kerbal Prime up with some ladders to install. Does Kerbal Prime have the ability to land back on Kerbin? I should modify it so that it does, because that way it then works as like a thing where we can go up and get something and then return it. But anyway, yeah, debris. So much debris. Let's turn flags off for a second. Relays are off. 23 pieces of debris. I am so messy. Oh, these see it. I think I'm doing all your tests. That is also orbiting the man. Let's terminate that. Kerbal Prime debris. That is landed at the Mun. I think that's our. We'll leave that for now. This is a. Oh, there it is. Probably terminate that. Dres mothership debris. I think some of these should be on suborbital trajectories. Yeah, they are suborbital, so they would re-enter, but can't be asked to. Need to try building ISS. Yeah, I thought about it. So I have considered it. I've like doing it like properly, like modules and having a like a shuttle or some sort of space plane to build it with maybe. All these things on suborbital trajectory. I mean, like so these would burn up anyway, so I can't be asked to watch them all land. So. This is landed at the Mun apparently. I have a feeling this was the let's terminate that. we'll leave the landers for now. Again, moving on the suborbital trajectory. Yeah, so if like, unless the orbit goes below a certain level, even if it's technically in the atmosphere, yeah, even if it's technically in the atmosphere, it will actually, like, on the map screen, if it's not loaded in physics, it will just continue orbiting, even though technically it should have, like, deorbited a while ago. Have I landed on Duna yet? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We did a Duna landing. If you check out my YouTube channel, I can't remember what part it is, but it was a while ago. I mean, we've done there's been quite a few parts now of just quite a few sessions now of just getting ready for this this double transfer window. Yes, we did a mission to Duna and Ike and managed to land on both. If you're interested in those, they are. Yeah, they are available, and I didn't do any like pre-test. I mean, like, I didn't do any testing of a lander design for that one, but then again, I've already done a Duna and Ike landings in my career mode today, so I do have some experience of those. So yeah, yeah. So the I can show you the where is it? KSS Pioneer currently in orbit around Duna, having I think we have some deployed science on the surface as well. If the yeah, there's deployed science there, which is where we landed. Yes, this is currently in orbit, awaiting the return window, which is still a while away. Yeah, 1 year and 84 days. So I mean, I'd imagine the Moho mission will probably be done, because like the Moho mission in theory should be quicker, because you're going on a smaller orbit, so you'll be taking less time to actually get to your destination and back. In theory, so you never know. The Moho folks might be so E.V.A not yet. So my career mode save is oh, there's Orbit maybe, who did make it to orbit. Yeah, so E.V.A, in my career mode save, I have a mission on the route to E.V.A at the moment, which is my first sort of like attempt. The E.V.A transfer window here is another year away. So we'll definitely be doing something then, if not attempting a landing by that point. But again, not with Jeb, because Jeb and Co won't be back. They're going to be around Duna for a while, and then of course we have all the outer planets to explore, and obviously Jewel as well. But yeah, so what we will do is I'm going to that's sort of like lack of a ladder on the Moho on KSS Icarus is slightly annoying. So I'm going to see if I can send up a Kerbal Prime with some ladders for the engineer to fix that for us, which is one of the things I really kind of like about the addition of the engine of the like with the E.V.A construction mode, is that, like, you know, we've launched this giant thing. I forgot something. Like in the previous versions of the game, it was just like, you know, in the career mode save, I'd have to revert and refly, whereas in this one, like, obviously I can't revert. So the ability to say, oh crap, I forgot something, or oh, this thing that we installed isn't quite aligned right and it doesn't really work. Let's send up, you know, let's go and actually fix it in situ. Let's go for this one, because I want to see. Because Kerbal Prime should really be a complete solution for the delivery needs in the Kerbal system. At the moment, I don't think it has the ability to land back on Kerbal, so I feel like I might do like a modified one that has the ability to land back. I'm gonna try and land on Duna right now because you're right next to it. Well, good luck. I'm not sure if you've prepped for what to expect when landing on Duna, but I think I managed to successfully land it on yeah. So it's like, you know, make sure you have way more parachute. Like, you cannot have enough parachutes because the atmosphere will barely slow you down. Yeah, so like Duna's atmosphere is very thin. to the point where like I think it's difficult to burn up, but it's also difficult to slow down. So I think it's something you need like 4 times as many parachutes on Duna than you do on Kerbin or something, and then you usually need engines to soften the landing, and don't forget that if you're taking off again. So I think one of the things I didn't do on my first Duna in my career mode save, was that I didn't put any fins on the lander. So when I took off again, when I got going at any kind of speed, because the atmosphere was just about thick enough to apply aerodynamics, it flipped. And fortunately, it only flipped like once or twice, so I was able to like cut engine and then start the engine again, and I was pointing the right way. But on the lander I did for this save, for this like stream, I basically sort of designed it so that it had fins on the bottom when it took off again, but also like I had the parachutes attached to like modules on the side that decoupled after we landed, and I had a load of fins on that to move the center of drag to the top of the thing, so that we definitely came in pointing the right way, and then we took off pointing the right way as well, which is quite fun. So like coming up with like, you know, the aerodynamic profile of different stages. I might still have the Duna lander. I can show you, or I might have got rid of it. Landing on Duna, that's the one. If you want some inspiration. When you say right next to it, do you mean like Kerbin is like at the closest approach for? At like closest approach to Duna right now, or do you mean you actually have a ship nearby? Close approach, okay. Because I think because the transfer window isn't necessarily when it's closest, but if you have so I mean I can I detach all of this stuff for a second just to show you. This is basically like the lander that I designed. Yeah. This is all like getting into orbit and getting it there, because I sent this thing on its own and then docked with it. This is not part of the actual land design. So yeah, so okay, so it's an iteration on the on my career mode one. So like my career mode one basically didn't have these bits, like the parachutes are all attached to the side of the thing. So basically these things are just for orbital maneuver to do with deorbit burn. Then this is the 10 meter heat shield for the entry. Again, like there's no real so if you look at the in terms of like the actual fuel needs for Duna, it's not like an awful lot in terms of like delta V requirements. It's one of the sort of easier other planets to get to and land on, etc. The thing is that obviously you need, like, it's cheapest to go to Duna when you're at a transfer window. Yeah, so basically like this. So these are the deorbit engines. They detach after we do the deorbit burn. This thing again, like there's no real risk of burning up in Duna's atmosphere, but this thing just has a lot. This is the big heat shield, so it generates a lot of drag. Then you have there are parachute modules which have like the big parachutes and a load of drogues on each one of these. Small parachutes on the main body. There's an engine here for like landing and then taking off again. This thing landed. Then these decouple after you land, so that then these fins take over in terms of providing drag. So then when you launch again, you don't flip. Yoshi went for the moon. Yeah, I think like because Duna, well, different planets have different requirements for being able to land on them. So like Duna is larger than the Mun. It's got sort of higher gravity, so you need more delta V. You'll need to make sure that your thrust to weight ratio is enough to slow you down and take off again afterwards. And then Duna has an atmosphere, but it's not as thick as Kerbin's. Anyway, let's don't save this. I don't want to save it. I do want Kerbal on Prime. I don't think this one's designed for coming back to Kerbin. It is not. but it could be. With a few minor modifications. Yeah, Stars will still watch you. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing with like, I think because, well, it depends whether or not if you're doing it all in, if you're doing like a Duna mission all in one go, then and you can revert if it goes wrong, then, which I think I saw someone on Twitch doing like attempt landing things on Duna, like you can always quick save and quick load, etc., and then you can always revert flight if it doesn't land. Or if you're not reverting, then there isn't really a very good analog for Duna close by. Like, I mean, for example, like Moho and Dres, I've been using the MUN as kind of an approximation for testing landers on. Again, mostly because I'm playing on hard mode, so if I design a lander that isn't very good at landing on Duna on Moho, which I did, because it didn't work on the moon very well, then I would have discovered that the hard way with Kerbals on board. But anyway, so I thought this is modifiable to be returnable to LKO, returnable to Kerbin. So what I might do is, where is the probe core on this thing? Oh, it's there, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so this bit definitely needs to return. Let's just modify this slightly. So TD06 decoupler, so that we can decouple this thing. Well, having said that, we could probably return. We don't need to. We could probably return the claw as well. Actually, this thing isn't going to be very heavy when it comes back. What we can do is we basically want to add a wee heat shield onto, not that small, onto here. A small decoupler, or a TD12 decoupler to here. We can then pop this on the bottom, move these down so that move that down so that we have yep, and let's add some parachutes. Yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah. So I think Duna's like, I'm trying to think of best way to kind of describe it. Also, like Duna has, it's like it has gravitational and sort of atmospheric properties which you have to sort of consider when you're designing your lander. Similarly, like E.V.A is very easy to land on. It's I think the biggest danger is burning up in the atmosphere. Because E.V.A's atmosphere will wreck you if it gets half a chance. But it's also the most difficult to take off from because it has the thickest atmosphere. But yes, parachutes. Where are parachutes? They are in utility today. Couple of these. And a couple of drogues. Probably do. That's why the drogues go first. There we go. And then vacuum, that should have much delta V. Cool. Yeah, we need to modify these so that they have min pressure of like 1.3, min pressure of 0.2. Plus Eve's more heavy. Yeah, Eve's got stronger gravity than Kerbin does, and it also has a thicker atmosphere. So like it needs like 8K of delta V to get into orbit versus like Kerbin's 3,400. It's kind of ridiculous. edit fairing, because the fairing needs to be modified. There we go. Right, so this is now a returnable version of Kerbal Prime. Should still be fine in terms of yeah, 2.4. This is fine. So this thing does it even have the volume capacity to store cargo? Don't need these. I'll be surprised if it does actually. Don't need that. Let's turn Kerbal Engineer Redux off for a second. So cargo utility. Wow, this thing's got a lot of space. We'll take one of these. Take a couple of these. Take one of these. Not sure which one we're going to need. Get away. Yeah, take a couple of light strips. For, go past the stripes. Yeah, E.V.A's more heavy. Cool, this is Kerbal Prime now with hopefully the ability to return to Kerbin, which we can sort of test. Yeah, let's make sure the drogues are going first. Drogues, main chutes. Cool, I think we can save that because it's a slightly modified, but it should still work. I think all our action groups are the same. Yeah. Cool, right, so I think we can it is currently dark, I believe. It is 8:15, so we'll don't want to go on too much longer, but I do want to try and sort out this ladder issue. Hello, Charles Hacker Big Hunk. Was it Charles Hacker Big Hunk? I'm doing alright, how are you doing? It is dark. Let's not launch in the dark. Launchpad, where's Kerbal Prime gone? Cool, nobody going. Launchpad. How long have I been playing KSP? Overall, about 350 odd hours, I think now. Last I checked, my Steam amount of time being played. In this particular one, I think we're on part. Well, I'll say we're part 32, but there's a few. Probably about 70 odd hours of this playthrough, I think, of this particular save. I've been playing a while, but at the moment I've only really been to Duna. We have plans for Moho and Dres at the moment. Again, I'm just going to do this in MechJeb because it's just, yeah. I do want to test out the ascent guidance if I can get it to actually intercept a target on launch. So there's target. We've got auto warp, auto stage. Auto deploy. There's a thing to oh yes, what's our stage limit? Stop at stage. Well, definitely no more than stage 3. Stage 4 probably. Yeah. Stop at stage 4 and then let's try launch to Rendezvous. Then over our Kopernicus up Duna. Again, I'm not sure exactly what you're supposed to do if you're trying to launch from like closest approach, because it's not the most efficient way of getting there. You've been playing for about a week and you've just landed on the Mun. Well done. Like, let's try this. Are we time warping at this point? 40 minutes. Can we time warp towards it? Let's go down to like the last minute and see what it does. Oh yeah, engage autopilot. Oh, I see, now it's time warping. Right, okay. Is it going to automatically launch, or do I need to do it like by myself? Cool. Well, it took me a moment to land the Mun. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you guys while this thing is hopefully automatically like getting us into orbit. See how well this thing gets for a rendezvous on ascent. But anyway, yeah, talking about yeah, I'm using MechJeb. It's a bit cheaty. Oh, your ship went dead. So ship going dead is check your check batteries. Check. Oh, fully exploded. Oh wow. Did it get crackened or what? Oh no. Sorry about that. Yeah, Nightbot. I'm not sure exactly what you. Yeah, I've got Nightbot active in the chat because I'm. And I did check, and apparently there's no way of having it only delete certain messages. It deletes all of the messages for a user, and there doesn't seem to be a way of not having that. But yeah, sorry about that. No, yeah. So yeah, I think like landing on the Mun is it is a big achievement. And it feels like a big achievement, and then like I get like it's kind of like you spent full thrust and doing good, and then boom boom. So we're going to the oh, we could do rendezvous planner. Yeah, I think there's like aside from Kraken attack, yeah, I guess like aside from that, there are some things that can cause like explosions. Sometimes like sometimes like if it happens when staging, sometimes staging go a bit wrong. I've had the deployment of a fairing blow a ship into two pieces before. Okay, well, we're in orbit. Rendezvous planet. So 0.9 kilometers. Can we do get closer? Zero point zero zero. No. 0.9 kilometers is fine. Let's just execute the next node. See how far we can get with like fully automated. Yeah, I think there's various things that can cause that. Again, I've had the deployment of a fairing blow my ship into two pieces. That happens on stream, so I can't remember which one it was. I think it was one of the did it again. Okay, check staging. Maybe you're activating an engine before you decouple something. I think like unless it's a very big ship or there's a lot of part clipping going on, I don't think the Kraken would be an issue. Unless something's overheating. But again, you should get the overheat bar before that happens. Oh, yeah, booster decouple and crashes the ship. Yeah, that is an occupational hazard. Especially like towards the early game when you don't have separatrons. So like you might notice the like if you've seen like some other stuff. I always put like separatrons and things on big boosters because yeah. So bear in mind that like decouplers impart a force when they decouple, and if that force is near the top of the booster, which is kind of what you want, because you kind of want the booster to sort of like move away from the ship as you're kind of like flying away, as you're kind of like flying upwards or forwards. But the thing about having the decoupler near the top is it imparts a moment on the booster, so that like as the top sort of like rolls out, the bottom of the engine will actually roll inwards, and if you're not careful, that can hit your engine and blow up your engine. This auto warp takes a long time. We're gonna be here for ages. Abort node execution. Let's just time warp to the node. Go to plan B. Yeah, so Separatrons, again, like trying to place sort of boosters lower down so that they don't have as far to fall before they clear the ship. I've had the number of times that I've had like SRBs or boosters like crash it, like and blow up an engine, especially in like early game. Right. Execute next node. Actually, I think the booster decoupling and crashing to the ship is how Val died in this save. Mostly because I hit the abort before the SRBs had. All I could do is bring the Kerbals home. Oh, we're done. Right, so I want to see if we can do Rendezvous autopilot. What does this do then? Desired final distance, max closing velocity, engage autopilot. Let's see what it does. Download over re-entering the atmosphere when it burns. It looks nice. Oh, nice. So one of the visual mods. Yeah, I think there's like all kinds of visual enhancements mods you can install for this thing. Probably shouldn't be testing this on a ship that has Kerbals in it. It occurs to me. Time to try warp drive. Yeah, if you are still watching Charles like a big hunk, yeah, I do have Nightbot like set up, and I have put a list of blacklisted words. I think swear words should be fine. And then I think it will. Nice, not too bad at all. Right, let's go to locked mode. Let's arm this and control from here. Yeah, I think I'll also set up to block links because I keep getting like those spam bots that say like, do you want fake followers? I'm just like, no, I don't. All right, let's we can turn this off now. Oh, are you doing that? Are you doing warp drive to Duna? Seems a bit. Actually, yeah, I'm guessing with a warp drive, the direct transfer is probably relatively feasible, as opposed to using a home and transfer orbit, which is the most efficient way of doing it. Can't risk using more Kerbals. Are you playing on like what kind of difficulty mode setting are you playing on? Normal difficulty. Just don't forget quick save and quick load. And then reverts if you need it. So we're very carefully avoiding the radiators. Okay, let's try and point at something we can actually grab onto. What is that ship? This ship. Well, the one we're currently trying to dock to. Is hopefully going to be going to Moho. This is our main Moho ship. Hence all the radiators, because come on, just grab it. Just grab. Yeah, there we go. Right, we've grabbed. Cool. So we have our delivery. So what we're going to do is we are going to get these. We're going to move. Got to move them temporarily into the Icarus storage module. So one of these, one of these, and one of these. Just while we do things. Baramon, it's E.V.A time. We're going to do some E.V.A construction. We're going to try see if we can do it with this one first. Like so. See if we can't. There we go. Right. Place. Now, if I recall, like, yay, there we go. Nice and easy. Fixed. That's going on standby. Right. So yeah, we've actually let's. Can we get the? Are we far enough away from the? No, we're not. Okay, let's switch back to this thing. Do we want the light strips? I feel like we want the light strips. I brought them up here. Bit silly not to. So we don't need these ladders anymore because we didn't need them. We just did it with the other ones. Maybe a couple of light strips would be useful. I'm thinking maybe like yeah. Don't know actually. I feel like it's probably just unnecessary weight to be honest. Yeah, I think we'll leave the light strips. Be easier to do that in the space center itself. Okay, we'll turn this off. We'll go back. Hopefully now we can just easily crawl back along the length of the thing. Actually, do we want the ability to maybe the ability to do this as well? Actually, since we're here and we do have the ladder. Let's just grab the second one here and pop it on there. Switch back to Batamon. And let's try installing maybe we can move it. Try that. Oh yeah, look at that. Crawly crawly. Cool. I feel like this is a let's board. This is a successful mission. I don't know if there's anything in here we need. Oh yeah, we do want to pop these back in here. Don't need them. We're not taking it. Come on. Cool. I think we're done. We've installed the ladders we need. The ones we don't need are in here. So yeah, let's consider this one. Let's release. Switch back. Turn that back on. Back the hell away from there. Let's disarm this because we're done. Let's not radial in, we want retrograde. Well, let's just lower orbit. And let's try and do a targeted landing back in we're already at 20 to 9, so we'll land this thing and then we'll call it an evening, and then we'll do the Dres prep. We'll launch the folks to Dres and then try and do the Moho, the actual setting off for Moho next time, which will be Monday because I'm moving the Sunday stream to Monday because I'm finding myself busier and busier on Sundays now. So I definitely actually. No, let's just do this with MechJeb. Maneuver planet. Circularize at the next periapsis. And we should try and do a. Should make it to Duna, hopefully. Alright. Yeah, I was gonna say with I'm not sure exactly how much easier the warp drive makes the game. Because E.V.A, I mean, you don't necessarily have to wait for a transfer window to go between planets. It's just like it's the cheapest in terms of delta V, which normally you're kind of limited on. Oh yeah, we want to execute next node. Yeah, so there is a kind of Sublier or whatever it's called warp drive in the mod that one of the mods I've installed, but I haven't unlocked it yet. I'm kind of hoping that by the time you unlock it, you've already been to most planets, so it just becomes a bit trivial. Right, we'll circularize our orbit, and then we're just skimming just above the atmosphere. We'll try and do a target. We'll try and land back at the KSC. Which at the moment is hopefully on the daylight side. So let's turn off maneuver plan. I'm not going to do an automated landing because last time it didn't really work very well. Kerbal Space Center is somewhere. I've lost it. Oh, it's there. Because hopefully with trajectories we should be able to actually target our landing on there we go. So in theory, and because hopefully because we're not using the inflatable we're not using the inflatable heat shield now. So if we decouple the heat shield, then hopefully this shouldn't affect our drag profile too much. But we will time warp to the node. Okay, we'll turn on SAS and point at the node first of all. Oh dear. Oh, Kerbal System crashed. I haven't had the game crash on me yet, touch wood. Although having said that, I feel like it's wanted to with all the mods I've installed. Let's warp to our maneuver node. And see how this thing behaves when we don't use warp drive on a big ship. Probably an idea. I feel like maybe the again, I'm not sure exactly how the game handles fast and light travel or space warp with any number of parts. So let's see if this thing can land back at the KSC, and then we'll this is gonna be a 3-hour stream because I completely lost track of time as I want to do when I'm playing Kerbal Space Program. I'll do. Let's point ourselves normal. We are very nearly in the atmosphere, so let's stage. That's the point. Actually, do we want to? Yeah, we don't want to land on landing legs. Although those things will now hit the Kerbal Space Center, but or they'll land somewhere near it. Let's do this. How much battery have we got? We're still full. We will. As we're about to hit the atmosphere, I feel like we will hopefully pull these back in. See what our well, that's certainly a lot. That's not exactly where I was wanting to land, but I mean it's better than like. Oh well, we're about to cross the carbon line. All right. Oh, I guess because it's oh yeah, because I've got the same drag profile, but I'm a lot lighter now. I think is the thing. So yeah, it is difficult to. I guess that thing is easier with a single stage to orbit because you only got the one stage, but. We are going to land at the mountains, I think. guess I'm not on terrain mode, am I? I think we've demonstrated an ability to return things to orbit from orbit with this thing. It's a bit of a hilly region we're landing in, so hopefully we won't have too much of an issue. I think that was a fairly successful mission. We've got everything Moho ready, like the Dres ship. We just need to put a crew on it, and then I think we're ready to go. We can do some aggressive time warping to the transfer window, and hopefully try and do the actual process of getting things on the way to where they're going. So yeah, because we'll have to like kick everything off towards Moho, and then kick everything off towards Dres, and then hopefully they won't arrive at the same time. They shouldn't do because they'll be on completely different orbits. For completely different orbital periods. So there we go. So yeah, I think we'll call that a hopefully successful session. We'll save the game, and then we will quit to main menu. Oh, thanks, Georgia. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, so next one's going to be again, assuming nothing comes up, Monday, 7 till 9. I think I put the schedule on because it's the same as it was on Sunday. Gives me a bit more time after work to get some food. But yeah, so yeah, thanks for joining me again, Jar Jar. I think you're possibly the first like return viewer I've had who isn't like an actual friend I have in real life. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, hopefully see you again on Monday if you're around. Otherwise, I will sign off this nearly 3-hour stream. I have overrun quite aggressively. I apologise. Yeah, cheerio.